This is Tech Ears. My name is Levi, and today I have a fun one for you, as this is my first custom and also one of my first bags that I was excited to get from the Brown Buffalo that I was able to use. Awesome brand, cool bag. Let's see if I added to it or messed it up. We'll jump right in. Alright, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing. We go over bags, carry stuff, technology, cameras, phones, but today we're looking at the Brown Buffalo. This is a company by Douglas Davidson. He actually does workshops on how to make bags, has been around for a while, and everything he makes is just incredibly well done. Feels like a tank as far as just the quality and the stitching and just everything on this bag. You may have noticed I've done quite a few changes and touches to it, so it's not quite as it is out of the factory. You guys may like that, you may not, but stick around to the end of the video. My son actually has a concealed 26 that he uses as his backpack for school. He's a teenager that beats the snot out of it, and it still looks like new. Now, the Brown Buffalo is known for really traditional, almost timeless designs. This is one of their newest designs. This is their 28-liter roll top. And let me open this up actually, which actually expands quite a bit. And there's a couple changes I've made to it, but this was kind of an all-new design. If you notice these packs right here, these are actually the ore kits from Remote Equipment. Different bag. I did attach them to give this a little bit more literage and storage, but this is also one of the bags where he's using not only 500D but VX material. And actually, if we dive in, this uses a white and bright orange interior, so you're not just looking at a big empty hole. You can also, and let's see if I can access it here, access not only the laptop compartment but the storage from the side. So you do have multiple points of access. Zip it up here. One of the things that I did to it first and foremost was just replace the zipper pulls. All these little orange bits here and here, and you can kind of see around, I think just added to the bag. And if you don't like them, then they come as all black. The second thing is I actually did add what is known as a Magna patch. This is from Alpha 19er, so I have a patch right here that I'm able to use and take off and on. And actually, you see how there, it's normally just a really clean look, but I like having patches, so that makes a little bit difference there. As far as the ore kits, these I believe are like 4 liters each, and I'm gonna take them off here for you. Alright, I'll show you guys the ore kits real quick. These actually by our Remote Equipment, they attach to their bags. I actually use these 2 kind of G-clips and was able to go through the sides of this, as this actually has a bunch of almost moly all around it, which makes it really easy to attach and put these on various bags. Super useful, but this is how it normally looks. Really simple. You can see this has a mag pull, or forgive me, a fid lock to keep it closed here, and it's just really simple. It does have an opening right here where you can put, you can kind of see into it. Really more meant for like magazines, but really simple. There's not much to it. Have a little bag that I keep in there for groceries and what have you. But this, a couple of things I've added to it are, one, you saw the mag pull or the Magna patch. I also added a little magnet right here, and that's just to keep this closed, as it does tend to flop open. So this I just used with double-sided adhesive. Has done a really good job. The other side is in here inside of the quick access zipper on top. So this does have a quick access. This does have kind of a quick envelope sleeve or iPad sleeve that works really well. Like we discussed, it does have your laptop compartment, which I do like that this is a double zipper. And then finally we have our opening up top here. Now, one thing I didn't like from the factory this is just completely open and really floppy. I also added, if you can kind of see right here, 2 magnets on either side, so it closes. And again, this, I found the adhesive on VX to be quite strong, and these are not going anywhere, but this allows us to naturally close and actually feel really nicely. This also gives a nice natural turning point to actually close it. Without that, it's really floppy and kind of difficult to have any creases on there. One thing I did add, and I wish I could maybe do a little bit more sturdy, I did add some Velcro here and here. I don't know if that's something you guys can see, but this is something that once I turn this over, it does allow it to stay closed fairly decent, which I kind of like, where you almost don't even need the latch or the fidlock. So the fidlock is just an extra level of security that adds some waterproofness to this bag. Finally, I did do my own kind of Cobra wrap on this. The regular handle, really thin, no padding. I think it really did need some help. And if it sounds like this pack was unfinished, that's how it felt. It feels like a really nice design with really good quality materials that was put together well, but just not finished. Now, would he want to use, as far as Douglas, Velcro, or like I use, and magnets, or would he rather use buttons or zippers? And there's any number of ways, as he's the designer who would think what works best for this bag. I'm a fan of magnets, so adding the magnets up top, adding the magnets here, I think really work well for this bag and kind of add to the functionality of it. I did like having the oar kits in the front because, again, it gave a little bit easier access to it, but it is not as clean of a bag with those on. So all that said, if you haven't gotten anything from Brown Buffalo, very classic designs, very well made. These are bags that can last a long time. One thing I personally didn't like, and this is something that has to do with my shoulders and my build, I didn't quite find the straps very comfortable. These straps are actually really firm, quite well padded, which is nice, but also really thick, and I just felt it dug into my neck a little bit, and that's just a personal thing. Many folks do find these really comfortable. My son loves his, but it's just something that didn't work well for me. Now, I do like roll tops, and this review is of the Brown Buffalo and of kind of my custom work, but ultimately I'm probably going to be listing this for sale. If you're on the Curiology communities, you can actually check this bag out and make me an offer or what have you. Normally that does sell for $250. I'm going to be selling it for less since I actually did some of those customizations, and I don't think I'm a professional that did the bag justice. But one of the reasons I'm selling it is kind of a newcomer to the party, Alpaka, which I've never owned any of their bags. This is also a roll top that also has a fidlock closure. You can kind of see how that snaps back in there. But this just feels really well finished. I also added a Magnum patch here, where I think this just adds to the bag, as this is purely just a black bag with really nice EPXL 600 material. This patch, shout out to Bounce Design Labs, looks amazing. I don't know if I can get a close up there. Really nice details on this patch. I think it's 3D laser printed, has multiple layers to it. But this bag, I can do a full review if you guys want to see it, but this also has a front zip pocket that actually is fully zipped. This bag has a full opening in the rear with the laptop and then access to everything. And then finally, the top closure is zipped open or zipped closed, giving a really secure feel. So just a lot of the little touches that I would like to have anyway, this bag really just hit a home run. I believe this expands out to 35 liters, so it's a little bit bigger of a bag, so it's not necessarily meant for everybody, but I felt like Alpaka really honed in on kind of the things I wanted out of the box. I'm going to be using this for a few weeks. I'll speak to kind of the durability and the construction of it, because I don't know if it's up to par of the Brown Buffalo and kind of the ruggedness of the materials and how he constructs it. But this is my first Alpaka bag, and using it for just the first 2 days, functionally, kind of the finish I really like, the material so far I really like, and I hope it does hold up. But going back to the Brown Buffalo and the Ore kits, these are awesome by Remote Equipment. He has some awesome bags too. I'll definitely have to review those, but you can check out some other channels that have gone into the Alpha 31 and the Charlie 18, as well as the Brown Buffalo. If you don't like this bag, check out his Conceal 26, his Conceal 30, Conceal 21, 19, different sizes, but really classic, elegant design backpacks that you can really wear anywhere. Obviously, he does make it in different materials, different colors, so it has to be, you know, to your liking, but definitely highly recommend them. This bag was a departure for them, and for me, feels unfinished, so I wouldn't say a hit and a miss. I love the overall roll top design of it. I love the overall materials with the VX and the bright orange interior and the 500D and just the Fidlock buckles, but I do feel like it does need some finishing. If this is something you wanted to try, and I didn't even talk about it, this does have 2 water bottle pockets, but they have 0 stretch. This is just 500D, and whatever pull or push you have in here is going to eat into the inside, so you can't get that big of a bottle like I normally prefer. But it does have 2 water bottle pockets, which a lot of bags nowadays either have 1 or have none. So still kudos to that, because it is something that's really clean, as well as it does have some molly or daisy chain right here in the middle, so you are able to add some functionality to that, and that's partly what I use to attach these, as far as wiring those, going through there, and just giving that a secure fit. So you can be pretty creative with this bag and make it your own. If you like this one, connect with me. If you like the review, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions and want to see any comparisons, I'll be happy to do it. This is Levi with Tech Gears. Appreciate you guys, and I'll come at you later.